Now, I think by the time you finish watching this video, some of you will be particularly bullish on crypto AI like I am. Today, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Everything to do with crypto AI, why I'm so bullish on it, and we're going to go through a few different examples as well. So just watch till the end of this video. A little bit different to what I normally do. Normally we do deep dives into protocols, but this time we're going to take a step back, look at the overall picture, and let's see kind of what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. So first things first, let's kind of look at any new technology or any new advancement. Generally, we have like these 0 to 1 innovations where things kind of just go steady, and then all of a sudden, like, we have this kind of new insane innovation that can really advance the human race. And this isn't just related to crypto. This is related to everything. So, one of the things that I particularly learned when I was just before I started medical school was talking about the innovation of penicillin and kind of how using antibiotics have become a game changer for everyone since then in treating infections. That was like the 0 to 1 innovation. You've also got things like the advancement of DeFi, which you could say is a crypto 0 to 1 innovation, where things were we had smart contracts, but then all of a sudden in DeFi summer back in 2020, everyone could finally do stuff with their crypto with these financial applications. And perhaps AI is like one of these 0 to 1 innovations. Yes, there's all kinds of different scales. You've got things like heading into space, to the moon, to things like the innovations related to the first iPhone or things like that. But I think either way, the point I'm trying to make is we're around the cusp of AI really becoming this innovation that really everyone uses, and I think this is something that has been in the works for a long time, but I really do feel like we're at this point right here. And technology is always the fastest growing when it comes to all of these new innovations, and so I think the velocity of this upscale it's going to be just as big as the likes of the internet when that first came out as well. So I really do think it is something like that. Now, if we actually look at this on the chart, we can see that the global AI kind of market cap is around $500 billion as of last year. But in the year of 2032, so in around 8 years' time, it's predicted to be like 5 times that amount. And America or the United States certainly going to play a crucial role in that. Now, I think AI plays a massive role or impact. It has a massive impact on a variety of industries. So not only just finance or crypto, but also other things. So healthcare, that's something again I relate to a lot. Whether it's using AI for diagnosis in terms of dermatology, radiology, or even things like drug discovery, personalized medicine. I think AI will clearly play a massive role. I mean, in the hospital that I work at, we actually do see that from time to time. In finance, for fraud detection, algorithmic trading, agents, risk assessment. There's so many things actually in finance that AI can be used for. Financial modeling, all sorts of things. We'll talk about them as well. And then in manufacturing, quality control optimizations. But essentially, AI can really impact every single industry in the world. And so, yeah, I think that is only going to continue as we kind of go up on this green chart. So if we look at investment in AI, look, last year $50 billion, this year $200 billion plus already. We can see that a lot of money is flowing in to the space, and this is AI as a whole. I think some of this is going to flow into crypto AI. In fact, I already know it already is, and you'll be able to see that when you look into the projects that are raising, when you look into the AI projects at the moment. Some of them are attracting a lot of capital. So why wouldn't you take the benefits of crypto and intertwine that with AI? So, but the benefits of crypto being it's open source, that gives faster development, having blockchain technology gives transparency, decentralization gives power, not only to token holders, but network participants as well. And then tokenization, which introduces all these different game theory features, revenue share, and all kinds of other things. It gives access to the people. And so I really think the benefits that crypto offers can really work well with AI, especially when you've got something that can really impact so many different industries. So what is the main narrative around crypto AI. So obviously we first saw that ChatGPT from OpenAI has really taken people by storm, taken everything by storm. Really, we have so many people using this now. It's actually it was one of the quickest applications to get to, I believe, 100 million users, and more people use this every single day, of course. They also recently announced Sora, which is like this text to video program. I think this is fantastic and it looks amazing. I can't wait to see the use cases that come out of this. And then if you look at like stocks, the stock market, one of the biggest performers over the last 2 years has been Nvidia. Nvidia being the chip manufacturers. Market cap of $2.3 trillion. Like, it has become rank number 3. Only Apple and Microsoft are bigger than it at the moment. And of course, we know that Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, they're all going into the AI space as well. We know that. We see all the headlines. We read all the headlines. So you could argue that Apple as well, essentially. AI is basically being integrated in all of these tech companies, and that is a lot of value. But the problem is, this is all centralized, isn't it? Having something that is centralized does pose a lot of risks, and there are a lot of people talking about the risks that OpenAI do have at the moment with the products that they have. And so I do kind of agree with what Ryan says over here, which is it's pretty obvious that crypto AI is going to become a bubble, and like I think there will be a tsunami of AI tokens. In fact, there already are, and I'm already seeing this come to fruition. And so I really think that it is worth paying some attention to this space, because we already are seeing the winners from the crypto AI space already. And I think despite that, crypto AI is still tiny. Like, one of the things that I looked at is like the total market cap of crypto AI is only $27 billion, which of course does sound like a lot, but this is literally including all of the coins and their market cap together. And what's really funny is you can compare that to one coin like Cardano ADA, which has a market cap of 27 billion. So how bizarre, the FDV of Cardano ADA is bigger than the entire crypto market cap for every AI crypto, which is absolutely insane. Now, this does exclude like WorldCoin, so just bear that in mind. But generally, even if you add up like these 5, which are some of the biggest, Render, BitTensor, Fetch, Singularity, Akash, it's tiny, like not even half. Or maybe just around half of what ADA is currently, which is absolutely insane. So I think really that just goes to show, look, I think if AI is really as big as what it is in the real world right now, with ChatGPT and Sora and Nvidia and every single person talking about AI, we've got $200 billion of investment coming into AI. Like, AI is such a big thing right now. It's got so much attention, yet it's still smaller in crypto anyway than the market cap of Cardano, which is absolutely crazy. Now, in terms of like the different AI categories, there are loads, but I've put basically 5 that I'm particularly interested in. Now, I know that not everyone will be interested in these, and there probably will be others that people are interested in. But for me, there are 5 that really make sense. And these are the ones that I am particularly interested in, and the ones that I will be allocating to because they just work. So we've got compute, machine learning, automated agents, AI infrastructure, and lastly, consumer apps. So let's go through them one by one. And on the next slide, we'll talk about why I'm particularly interested and bullish on them. So firstly, we've got compute, and these are essentially using nodes or your computer's GPU to essentially sell, and you can basically earn, or you can basically complete tasks and collect data, and then kind of feed that data into AI learning models and train AI. Now, in terms of like the compute side, you've got the ones like the big ones like Render, Akash, Nasana, which is on Solana, AIOZ, and then you've got some upcoming ones that are live right now, but don't have tokens just yet. So the likes of Ionet, Grass, Koi, Aether. So you've got 2 main types. You've got the ones where you can basically sell your unused GPUs into these marketplaces, or you've got the ones that you can run nodes on yourself and basically participate in those networks. So those ones are Grass and Koi, but the others are your typical GPU AI protocols. And you could argue, actually, are they really AI? Aren't they more deep in? I guess so, yes, but most of these work with kind of using those GPUs for AI purposes, and so that's why I've kind of put them in this category. But yeah, compute is definitely one. It makes a lot of sense, and I think if you have a lot of demand for AI, then you need compute. Secondly, we've got machine learning, again using AI to advance models with using machine learning. We've got BitTensor Ocean Protocol and Jensen there. I'll talk about that more on the next slide. We've got automated agents, which are basically akin to like having companions that can complete tasks for you. So we've got Fetch AI, Autonomous, Morpheus as well, which is not released just yet, but that will have a token fairly soon. And these are really interesting because of the power that agents have. Then you've got general infrastructure. So you've got BitTensor, which I guess is more infrastructure, to be fair. You've got Ritual, we've got Aura, Origin Trail, and these are like some of the main ones in the infrastructure space. And then lastly, we've got AI consumer apps, like kind of retail friendly apps. You know, I've already seen quite a few like really interesting like AI kind of apps that you can have on your phone, where you can basically be in touch with like a virtual girlfriend and all this other stuff. It's pretty crazy, actually, what I've seen that AI can do. You've also got like things like AI generative art and things like that. I kind of put them in the consumer app category. So yeah, those are the 5. Let's talk about kind of why I'm particularly bullish on each of those sectors, and hopefully that will help to really explain a little bit more and give you some ideas about what I'm thinking too. So why compute? So AI models require significant GPU, CPU, AWS and other kind of centralized companies. They are very expensive when it comes to their chip usage. So if you have a marketplace, everyone can compete. That makes prices cheaper, and that makes it easier to rent GPUs for your own AI models. And I think if there's more demand for AI models, there's more demand for these GPUs, and therefore the token prices for these different protocols should go up in theory. Of course, it does depend on exact tokenomics. It does depend on vesting schedules and things like that. But generally, I think if you're going to have a protocol that has a lot of demand for the GPUs that it's currently providing on its marketplace, then it should do well. I think we're already seeing that as well. Render, Akash, just look at the price chart over the last 1 year. And I think, is that going to continue? There's a chance for sure. So second one is the data side, which I kind of put in compute, but I guess I maybe should have put it in a separate category. So essentially, AI language learning models need data in order to train, in order to get better. And so the question is, where does that data come from? Well, usually the places where they would like to get data from, so things like Reddit, Twitter, Medium, they all have limits on like how much you can access, how much you can scroll. And so they don't really work. That's why Elon Musk had to put in those limitations on how many tweets you can see in a day. It's because people were scraping that data and using it to develop their own language learning models. So anything that can collect data, format it, and feed it to an AI LLM will have massive demand, especially if you can access or have ownership of that network. And that's why I'm really bullish on protocols like Grass and Koi and kind of other data scraping protocols, because I think they have, first of all, they have something really unique in the sense that they have, but especially these two have quite a wide number of users at the moment. And I think that's only going to continue, really. So yeah, one thing just to add on the compute side. So I talked about Render and Akash, but there are protocols that aren't actually out yet that probably do things even better than them. One of them is IONET, which basically aggregates computing resource. I will be paying close attention to that one as well. Now, there are a few like kind of scammy projects saying they do compute but don't really do too much. So yeah, just be aware of that. But yeah, I think that's why it's generally better to stick to the more well-established ones. But if you do find something interesting, certainly send it my way too. So next up, we've got automated agents. So automated agents basically combine this idea of like people's knowledge, people's planning, people's reflection, and tooling and add that to a language learning model, and you've basically got an AI agent. And AI agents can do anything for you. They can basically automate loads of actions that you would do on chain, even off chain. They can be somewhat like a personal assistant. Like, everyone will be able to have these AI agents that will be able to do certain tasks for you. You could basically ask the agent, okay, can you book this flight for me going from London to Paris next week at 5 p.m. And the agent should be able to just automatically do that for you. Now, in terms of crypto, how would that work? Well, I think it would work in the same way, where essentially you could have an agent that runs in your wallet, and you could basically say, could you take my ETH, bridge it over to this chain, take a loan with ETH as collateral, and I want to borrow USDT. I then want to swap that USDT into wrapped Bitcoin, and then I want to provide that as liquidity on another exchange. Like, you could ask it to do lots of complex things for you all in one go, and this like agent should be able to complete all of those tasks for you. And so that's why I think tokens like Prime, Fetch, OLAS have performed really, really well, because I genuinely think agents will be everywhere. And there are unreleased protocols like Morpheus that I do have my eye on as well that are in this category too. And then lastly, why AI infrastructure? I think you do need to have good AI infrastructure if you really want to grow these models and build these kind of applications. And this requires decentralization, it requires competition, a reliable network with validators that will train these AI models. And so I think any network that can achieve this is likely to see significant demand. One of them being BitTensor, because the demand for the wide variety of subnets, that they have 32 at the moment, is really, really high. And some of the strategies, or some of the experiments, you could say, that are running on these networks are really powerful, really, really good, really interesting, and actually are benefiting lots of people. So yeah, if you need the infrastructure, you need the network in place, and you need a good incentive system, that's what BitTensor has at the moment. And so that's why I'm particularly bullish on good AI infrastructure plays. So yeah, ultimately, I'm going to put my capital in these 4-5 categories if you add consumer apps as well. And so yeah, I think these will be some of the biggest ones for sure. And I've mentioned some of the tokens there. You know already which tokens I have. You can see my portfolio. But yeah, generally, I probably will be adding to these over time. So like, overall, like, what is the bull case for crypto AI? Look, I'm going to keep it simple. The attention economy. AI has all of the attention right now. You see Nvidia at $2 trillion. Like, people want to speculate on AI. People want to do that. How can they do that? Well, you can do it with crypto for sure. You've already got tools like ChatGPT and Sora, which will be openly used, which are and will be openly used. And then when you compare that to like some of the crypto AI apps, I think we're just getting there. Like, we're just getting started, and I think we should be able to see that massive growth that I talked about right at the start of this video. The crypto AI market cap is tiny, and there's so many subsectors of crypto AI. Even if you add them all up together, it's still smaller than the market cap of Cardano, which I think is pretty insane. A lot of the most innovative protocols haven't actually launched their tokens yet, and so I do think there will be an insane amount of money that does flow into crypto AI. I talked about a lot of them already: Ionet, Morpheus, Grass, Koi, there's many others as well, Ritual, Jensen. These haven't launched yet, but when they do, I think we will see AI crypto definitely flip Cardano in terms of market cap. And I think it already has proven itself to be a main meta over the last 12 months. We've had many AI narratives where we've seen for a number of weeks AI coins just continue to send it, and I think it's just a matter of time before we get another one like that. And I do think, look, there are some genuine game changers in the AI space. Some of these protocols have real AI products that work, things like BitTensor. Others have already bootstrapped a massive network behind them already, like Grass. And so I think that's generally, in my opinion, only going to be a bullish case for crypto. And I think, yeah, that is a good thing. Is there a bear case for AI? Well, firstly, I've kind of written 3 main things. Project fragmentation, where essentially we've got new projects launching every single week. People just don't have the attention to focus on each of these, and so probably there will be some dilution. You really do have to pick the best of crypto AI. Otherwise, I think you're just going to get left behind. There will be a massive premium valuation, because I think just given the hype and the attention that AI has, just projects trade at ridiculous valuations, even without having proper product market fit. When a bear market comes, they will get hit very, very, very badly. Don't be surprised if your AI coin goes down minus 95%, because I think we've seen that time and time again. And I think when you have massive bubbles like this, it will happen again. And then last point that I've written is like the idea that most of these AI projects that we have today are vaporware. A lot of them are trying to really trap retail investors with the hype, using word salads of AI jargon. You have to really be careful, because you're seeing scam AI projects literally launching every other day. And I think it's easy to lose your money if you're not familiar or you're not well entrenched within the AI ecosystem. So yeah, please be careful. And I think generally that's why we've seen the winners have just kept winning. Perhaps that's what's going to continue to happen. So all in all, look, I'm very bullish on AI in general. I think it's got a long way to go. My prediction is I think crypto AI can go to 50 billion to 100 billion, maybe even more in terms of market cap, which means there's still multiple X's to come. Let's see where it ends up. But I hope that I got the message across that I'm certainly bullish on crypto AI.